Yo, what up everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be doing a tier list on all the new classes that released in the new update and just all the regular, orderly, and chaotic classes. As you guys know, the new update came out, so we're going to be doing a tier list on that, and I'm with my boy Sebastian,
Yo,
and we're going to be doing this tier list together, so let's get straight into it.
so we're gonna start out with the monk. It's a C tier class. It's not that good, the buffing, it still just takes too long, along with all the other buffs that you can get, it's not that good. And on for the other fist class, we have the Dark Wraith. I think this class really just got nerfed to the ground, since crit builds kind of got super nerfed with the accessory change. We really can't put this in S anymore like it used to be. But it is still pretty good because summons are broken, so I'd say it's an A tier class. Next we have the new class that just came out, the Brawler, which is the neutral version. I'd say it's a pretty good class. It's pretty busted from what I've seen. I've never actually used the class, but the moves do a lot of damage and it all like applies vulnerable, so it's pretty good for like team environment too. And the passives are also amazing. Like while you're low, you can always do those clutch situations. So basically, the Brawler class, I say it's a pretty decent solo class with a passive that gives you increased speed and defense when you're low. It's pretty good for soloing. Alright, so I'm gonna have to put the Brawler into the A tier class. It's an A tier class. And next we have the Sword Warrior classes. Starting off, we have Paladin. Paladin, I don't think it's that great of a class. Tank builds with like aggro, they're not too impactful in every. I've never seen like that many people run it. Like it's just not that useful. I'd rather burst down the boss than take 20% less damage here
Because
and there.
there's just better classes in general over it.
Yeah, like the heal, it's not that great. It's just like heal over time, increase regen. Like it's so mid. And all the passives just also garbage. Like shields are so bad.
Yeah, like if you're gonna run
And
Paladin,
this class,
might as well just go Saint.
yeah. If you want a support class, go Saint. Paladin's going D tier. For the other chaotic sort of class, Berserker, I'd say this class is also D tier class. Like it's just completely outscaled by all the other new classes that just came out. Like okay, it's good damage, but I'd say every class can do good damage if you have the right items. You have full blessed gear. Anything can do damage. This is just like it's just overshadowed by all the other good classes. Next up, we have the Blade Dancer, which just got released like a couple days ago from when you've seen this video. And as the neutral class, I've seen everywhere that it just does so much damage. Like the parry passive is crazy. Also, it looks sick with the dual blades. Like you can't go wrong with dual blades. Imagine you have two flaming swords. Like come on, look like a badass. And all the abilities they're so broken, bro. Like flowing dance hits like 27 times, I don't know, like 100 times. It's crazy. Like you could proc so many things with flowing dance. This class is definitely going into S tier. It's definitely getting nerfed. Next up, we have for the spear, we got Saint Orderly. This kind of still has the same thing as Paladin. It's not as bad as Paladin because dedicated heal and cleansing prayer that removes like debuffs and stuff, especially for Yarthol with Inferno stacks. Saint it's still not great because you really just want to burst down bosses at this point. Like nobody really needs all the extra support, but if you want it, it's there. I'm gonna have to put this class in the C tier. Alright, so next we have the Lancer class, which is a neutral class that just got added, and whatever's about to say, because he's used it.
Class is not that good. The attacks, they don't really do like heavy damage. Sure, like it's basically kind of like a Berserker, just like does a lot of like decent damage. But other than that, in other places, like it doesn't really, what I'm saying, help in any other way. But there's not really any like buffs or debuffs. Like actually, there is a couple, or there is one move that buffs your teammates and everything. But it is a solid class. Like I said, I don't think it's like anything crazy. Um, I think it's probably like into the D to C tier range. personally, but I'll just put it in the C tier.
Alright, next up we have Impaler. Impaler kind of fell off from where it used to be, you know? Like, it does still do a lot of damage, but kind of like Berserker, it's kind of overshadowed by the new classes that just do damage. Like, Impaler, you have to deal damage yourself to get those big hits in. And yeah, it does have 2 AoEs. It's good. It's still a good class. In no means am I saying it's bad, but
It's very good for PvP though. Very good for PvP.
yeah, for PvP, having the unblockable abilities, it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna put this class in A tier. Alright, next up, we got the dagger classes. And we're gonna start with Rogue. Rogue, I'd say, is still garbage. It's been garbage since it came out. Everyone trying to defend that, oh my gosh, I can just go full luck, you know. It's not good for damage. Like, you're not soloing anything unless you have a full build list.
Yeah, a lot of people would build speed classes with this, like would dodge everything.
Yeah, or luck. What I can say about Rogue though is that it is the best farming class. Like, you can't go wrong with Rogue if you're just trying to farm items. If you're looking to farm items PvE, non-bosses, Rogue is definitely S tier. But for everything else, it's just garbage.
Plus,
it's gonna go into the D tier.
The accessory nerf with all the luck builds going down is just not as good anymore. Next up is Assassin, and like I said, the Assassin class also did get basically nerfed with the new update, with the accessory update, just like nerfing all luck class like builds. So Assassin's, don't get me wrong, still a good class though. I don't think it's like as bad as Rogue, like how Rogue got affected with it. It is still a good class. I don't think it's a big deal. You just won't have that OP like 2-hitting like Yartle like builds anymore though. But although it still do good damage, still have those dodges, still be able to make any kind of build that you'd like. And in general, I think Assassin's still a very good class. I think it's around like to a B or A. I'll give it A.
Alright, next up we have the staff classes. And first we got Elementalist. I'd say Elementalist, it's a pretty good class, you know. The damage is great, and it has good utility. The passives are decent. You take less elemental damage. It's not too impactful, but it's there, you know. It's just nice to have. The abilities are like all AoE, so it's super great for PvE. You can just farm and farm and farm. For the last move, you have Wind Reflect, and that is like super good defense. Wind Reflect. It deflects melee attacks. Elemental is just like decent for damage. It's kind of overshadowed by Necromancer because Necromancer is just like the best solo class, but we'll get to it. I'd have to put Elementals into the B tier. Next, we have Necromancer, the chaotic version of Staff, and Necromancer was and still is just the best solo class for just like staying alive. You can like never die, especially if you have the Vestine race where you can spawn like 2 summons, and also with the Ring of July you can also have the Slime summon. It's just crazy. You can never die with the passive that lets you regen when something dies. It's just so broken. This is definitely going to the S tier. And lastly, we got Hexer. I actually tried this build out. We have a video up on it. This class is straight into the D tier. Like, it is so bad. Debuffs are not crazy. Like, okay, it's pretty decent in a team environment, but it just does no damage. Like, Dark Glare is not a good move. Inverse Abyss, garbage. The stun is like the only like move that's kind of decent because stuns are pretty OP. But then again, it's a 9-turn cooldown, so it's just terrible. That's all the classes.
Yeah. Let us know your guys' opinions on which classes you think deserve to be an S or whatever tier. Let us know like what we hit on, what we missed on, and give us your reasoning on which classes that shouldn't be, like where they belong, or if they should be higher or lower. And that's it, pretty much it, man. I love you guys, and peace.
Flies niggas in the city really on that fly shit. 500 on a Richie costs more than my car, yeah. Double pipes on the phone, baby, I'm exhausted. Niggas think they all shit.